Hello everybody and welcome to the OVRC and welcome to Paul Ricard for round 5 of the OVRC GT series. I'm joined once again by Erwin.
Hello, I am joining again.
You're joining again.
It's Erwin. Yay!
Yeah, everyone's favourite co-commentator. And we are, as said before, at Paul Ricard's, which we are. Last week we were in touring cars. I was not here. Erwin was here. But we're now in GT cars in a slightly different layout. Main difference being that turn 1 is now the fast one we're using, and there's no chicane in the Mistral straight. Other thing about the track is a 5.79 kilometer long circuit with a total of 15 corners in this particular configuration. And there's a lot of straight lines on it. Two massive ones, and the most famous being the Mistral, which is it's kind of long. I think it's like over a kilometer, 2 kilometers long. Something's going straight. Very long straight indeed. Have you driven much around here, Erwin? Ever, if at all?
It's been a while since I've driven here, but I have a few times.
I've driven here a few times as well, but not really any sort of competitive environment at all. Just doing normal, just sort of racing around some lobbies and stuff. But other than that, not racing competitive. I've used it as a test track before. For pre-season stuff, I've used it before, and that's what it's commonly used for because it's quite good at that. Because it's got all sorts of different corners. You've got slow, you've got fast, you've got long straights. You can do a lot of testing on your cars, and in real life, it is used as a test track. And a lot of real life series do use it as a pre-season test track. I think WEC does. Blogpan uses it. There are a few though who do use it for that reason, and it's very good at that. You know, in real life, it does actually have artificial sprinklers on certain parts of the track. We don't have access to those, unfortunately. Maybe one day in the future. We never know what comes around. Now, the main thing to bear in mind of this from now on, past the halfway point, is that the GT series now, the GT1 class is now defunct. It is no longer a thing at all anymore. It was decided as the Drivers' Council and the OVRC admins that there's not enough participation to really keep it going, and it was causing more issues than really worth for having a separate class going around. So we now only have the GT3 cars, which has always been popular, and now it's got a bunch of extra drivers stuffed in there. So it's really a very competitive field indeed this time around. So you want to quickly go through the current top standings in the championship, Erwin, or do you want me to do it? I don't mind.
Sure, I will. So in the driver's standings, it is currently Marcus Lawrence leading with 78 points. And in second position is Anton Quiffelainen with 70 points. Mark Whitford is in third with 50 points, and Jordan Wansig is fourth with 49 points, so only 1 point behind Whitford. And then it's Thomas Seak in fifth with 29 points. Then over to the team standings. It's Concrete Racing in the lead with 127 points. And in second it's Over the Curbs and Far Away with 70 points. Nissan Nismo Tango team in third with 56 points. TDMW Racing has 50 points in fourth position. And then 1 point behind is Berlin Motorsport in fifth. And of course, if you want to see the full standings, you can do so at the link in the description.
So we've got a few minutes until the server will be opened up to the drivers. They have an hour practice session followed by drivers briefing, 20 minutes of qualifying, and then the race, which is an hour long. Bearing in mind there is an outlap for the rolling start procedure, which is it's going to stay mostly the same as before. This time it won't be a GT1 start. It'll just be all the cars going at once down and. This straight is the start and finish straight. You got a long way down to one, and because it's the fast one, it should be. Half of me is expecting chaos at the start of this race. Half of me thinks it's going to be fine, because you're going to be full throttle from turn 15. You're not going to let go of that accelerator until turn 3, basically. So you're going to be spending a lot. So having cars going gonna have a lot of slipstream going through there. So I think there's gonna be a few moves made into turn 3. I think on this first lap at this race. Don't know what you're gonna say about that, but that's what I think is gonna happen.
Probably will.
Right.
So the password has now been distributed to the drivers, so we should see some on-track action very shortly. And indeed, Thomas Jansen is already on the server in his Bentley Continental.
Yep. So obviously
He's followed by Mark Woodford in the Audi R8, and then we also got Jordan Wansink in the Nissan GTR.
Yeah, so Thomas Jensen, obviously one of the drivers that moved from GT1 to GT3. Connor did it beforehand. Interesting enough, Thomas Jensen did pick up the Bentley again. This is the car he raced the last season and won that season with. And while it's going to be a tough challenge for him to win this season, it's possible. You never know what happens. And he's now on an outlet with Maxim van der Hove behind him in the AMG GT3, a very popular car. Because before this stream, I was looking through the current sign-ups, and apparently there is 12 AMGs signed up. I mean, not all of them are going to show up, obviously, but that's a lot of people in the same car.
Yeah, it's, I think it's just a very quite an easy car to drive, and seems to fit a lot of people.
I mean, it's a car. One of the cars I generally go to when I want to just do some racing is the AMG, and yeah, it handles beautifully. It's one of the easier cars to drive. So it's probably why it is used a lot, especially by the not quite top end, but the middle pack uses it a lot. I mean, there's gonna be some top end drivers in this car. No, that's not saying like, oh, if you use it, you're not good. It's a very,
Nope.
it's just that it's a very good car for everyone to use. We've only got 14 people on the server, so I don't think we're going to have a quiet grid this time out at all.
Yeah, not as many sick people as last time around at the TC series.
Yeah, unfortunately the sicknesses just seem to get into the way of some people. Interesting though, so we've got a couple of people who have changed cars, obviously. Halfway point, good chance to change your vehicles. The OVRC do allow one vehicle change in the season without losing points, unless it obviously is a class switch. Then that's to say, if you switch class, which is no longer an issue, then obviously you lose all your points. But Alexander Secker has changed to the AMG. He was in the Porsche, I believe. He has changed over. As Thomas Jensen starts the first time lap of this session.
Starts off with a 30.1 in the first sector.
The good news about everyone being GT3 now is we've got a lot more onboard cameras to pick from now. Before the GT1s don't have all the onboard cameras done yet, so but we now have all of them, apart from the Mustangs. The Mustangs don't have for some reason. No why, they just don't have the onboard cameras.
The old school American engineering. No onboard
Speaking
cameras.
of Mustangs, you can have 2 Mustangs in the series. As Vinnie Roberts has gone to it, and this is probably the best track for that car. Because obviously the Mistar Straight is so long. That thing is just going to just fly past.
And as you'd expect from a Mustang, it's fast in a straight line, and that's about it.
What cornering is not allowed. It will just yeah. Right, Thomas Jensen go for the last corner now. So the first timed lap, if it is a valid lap. In front of him, you can see a man in the Hello Kitty livery.
You can also see the amazing camera angle from last week at the start, where you couldn't see anyone.
I believe it's that car invalidated, so we don't have a timed lap yet. But it's technically a lap. A lap is completed now in this practice session.
Conor Mathieson has the first timed lap with 152.882.
Wanzig is looking to set a faster lap right now. Connor is a teammate, isn't he, of Jensen now, isn't he? They're working as a
I think he
team
is.
in the Bentleys. But yeah, Wanzig is currently setting a timed lap. Currently both sectors are purple. Not by much.
Jensen has gone quite a lot faster in Sector 1. Unsurprisingly, perhaps. He's currently 6 tenths down, and in Sector 2 he's 8 tenths down.
Wanzig's heading to the final corner now. We're using a lot of curb then, but luckily the Nissan is very comfortable on the curbs. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue for him. As he sets the time at 0.2 off the leader's pace right now. As Colin Mathiasson is setting a faster lap in his Bentley. And just up the road from him, I think, is Marcus Lawrence, who is currently leading the GT3. Can't really say that anymore, it's just the driver's standings now. It's no longer It's no longer classes involved, so you might as well just say the driver's standing and the team standings. He's going around the... Luckily the two Bentleys are quite different liveries. One is white, one is black. Shouldn't be too hard to tell the difference in the two drivers.
So Jensen crossed the line, but just got his lap invalidated again. I think this happened at turn 11, where he ran a bit wide. As Thomas Sayek puts himself P2.
Well, Mathiasson does lose a lot of time somewhere in that lap, because he's like sort of a second down with a slower lap time than his previous. Kern van den Emily is currently going around in the Mustang. He is currently P5, but he's improving his times. Saying that, he goes very wide there at turn 11, so I don't think his lap will be counted anymore. As you can just watch Thomas to go down the long Mistral straight. He's got one of the Audis of Mark Whitford in front of him, who switched from the Porsche to the Audi for this race. So another person. There's a lot of car changes going on at this point. Makes sense, it's halfway through the season, but there's a lot of car changes going on. Now, be very careful on the curbs sometimes, because you use much of them, then you do risk spinning the car out. Jensen does set the fastest lap, half a second faster than Marcus Lawrence. So all 18 cars right now on the server are on track right now, and then there will be a few more joining a bit later. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue in terms of numbers on the track. Nygaard's out on track, and he, I believe, signed up early for the Audi. He's out on the BMW M6. So obviously he hasn't made a final verdict on what car he is running. He is right now behind Uman in the AMG on track at least.
Yeah, Robert is still listed as an Audi driver on the website.
pulled over to the side now, so... Bendek, a new arrival. It's right now in GT. Currently selling faster sector 1s and 2s. In the Porsche 911.
Interesting. I think Jansen was quite happy about Balint Benedek joining. I noticed in chat, so I suspect we might see some competition there.
Tom Dent is now on the server. He's in the teammate to Mark Whitford in the Audis. And I'm just really interested to see if Tom Dent can get back on his Season 3 form at least. Back into GT3 and back into a mid-engine car.
Yeah, he was not having the best of times in GT1.
Benzik crosses the line, puts himself P3, half a second off Jensen's top time still. Still a bit of a way to go. Interestingly enough, Vinnie Roberts has got faster sector 2. And I'm honestly not surprised because he is in the Mustang. He does lose a lot of time in the final sector, which is not surprising, but you know, fastest sector 1 by quite a significant margin. Remember, it is practice right now, so nothing really matters at the end of this. This is a good rough idea to work out where the standings are, obviously, but obviously these drivers can spend as much time between the races as what they want practicing. So it's not really that... Unless you haven't done any practice at all before the race, this is really sort of last minute preparations for the race. Whitford does put himself P4 as he does get overtaken by Thomas Jensen going through turn 1 and 2 there, and that's what I think is going to happen a lot of lap 1. I think through the pack. It's just a very fast corner, and because you basically go flat out there, it's basically about forcing the other car offline to try and make an overtake there, and it's being demonstrated by the two cars.
Vinnie Roberts has again gone fastest in Sector 2 in his Mustang. He's currently down in P10. Let's see what he makes of it on this lap.
Worth noticing that Thomas Jensen was faster than global sector. Mark Whitford has just passed him again, coming into turn 10.
Yes, Roberts has lost a lot of time in the final sector. He seems to be struggling a bit there.
Speaking of a bit of fight on track, Conor Tiersen having a bit of a tussle with Max van den Hove. So the Bentleys are right now having a bit of traffic issues, or doing a little bit on track action right now in the practice session.
Yep, so he's lost a lot of time because of that.
Well, but Max is staying on behind him, so obviously he's not on any sort of timed lap right now because by ruining it somewhat by having a car in front of him.
Vinnie Roberts is again fastest in Sector 2, so I think that will get interesting during the race. Seems to be really struggling in Sector 3 though.
Well, that's not surprising.
He's just had a bit of oversteer.
Because Sector 3 is where basically all the corners are.
Yeah.
So it's very much an area where...
Yeah, that's all the long sweepy corners, which is presumably not something the Mustang really shines at.
It's worth noting, so just to get all these on-track battles, that Mark Whitford's attempt to make another overtake on Thomas Jensen in the same spot he made one earlier, right at the end of the Mustang's turn 10. So I think some people might practice a bit of defending work there, because that seems like a common spot for an overtake to happen. It's not really surprising, because it's at the end of a very long straight, and you have a bunch of slipstream. No matter what car you're in, you're always going to have a bunch of speed. I mean, it's somewhat reminiscent to Monza last season, if you remember, where there was a lot of overtaking going there. And that turned out to be quite an interesting race in terms of the result, just because of what happened during it. I think it was like Thomas Jensen won it, but like Tom Dentis, even after having like a spin out, managed to somehow grab second in the McLaren out of all the cars there, because the McLaren was really struggling in the slipstream, if I remember correctly. Like, it would pull out and then just lose time on the car in front, showing how much slower that car was in a straight line. Speaking of Tom Dentis, he puts himself P7.9 off the leader's pace.
Marcus Lawrence is currently going fastest in Sector 1 and 2. As a little fun fact, the highest top speed on the straight right now is 291 kilometers per hour by Koen van den Mele, which is one of the Mustang drivers here.
Really not that surprising if you think about it. Marcus Lawrence going for the final corner now. Can he improve where he is? He's currently 0.4 off the top time. And he does
move up into P1.
By quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a fair margin. 0.3 of a second.
It's really interesting to see where Thomas Jensen ends up. Thomas Jensen is not nearly improving enough to do it. And all that time he's losing is actually in Sector 2. And it was noted the Bentley has very good acceleration, but the top end does lack out. So it'll be interesting to see if he can make that time up, or is it a case where the bop is not quite favourable into his car.
Lawrence goes yet another bit faster in Sector 1. Another 10th down. As he just ends Sector 2 with another improvement, so he's clearly still got some time left in him.
So, out of the 22 cars on the server, 19 of them have set times right now. The cars not yet: John Dalton, Victor Berlin, and Sebastian Runier.
Marcus Lawrence crosses the line now, and he's a little bit faster, I think. Not quite. No.
No, he lost out about 3/10.
Right, so he's definitely lost some time in the final sector. So we'll be looking to improve that.
It's worth noting Marcus Lawrence needs this to be a good race. His last few races have been not the best, a lot of recovery drives from him. But he's still leading the championship, so he's got the best chance of taking this championship away. What he needs to happen is not let the newcomers come in and take points away from him. If that happens, then the risk is Atten Kovalainen comes in, because he's only 7 points away, 8 points, something like that, away from taking first. So Kovalainen needs a few more good races, which, while he's not been on the top step much often, he's just been there. We've been taking up points where he needs to be.
So Anton Kivalainen is currently just 8 points behind Marcus Lawrence in the championship. And the gap between Lawrence and Kivalainen in this practice session right now is quite a lot. 1.5 seconds.
Thomas Jensen is getting a bit close in sector 2. He's still not really that close to the fastest time. So the 40-minute mark is gone. So there's 40 minutes left to go in the session. So plenty of time for people to get time laps out and to fine-tune their setups into either qualifying or race trims. Check has crossed the line. Still yet to have any new cars on the server right now, but there's still plenty of time for those cars to be joining in. As Thomas Jensen does at the fastest sector 2 time now. It's going very wide for turn 11, which seems to be a common place for people to try and make time if it does seem. And to turn 12. But this may look like it's a possible time to re-grab the P1 spot. As right now all current cars on track have set times now. 22 cars have set a time. Once again, the sector 3 seems to be the struggling spot for Thomas Jensen right now. It's worth knowing the time difference though between P1 and P3 is nearly a second. There's quite a significant gap there to be made back up by the drivers. The question is, can it be made up in time? meanwhile moves himself up to P10. Still somewhat struggling for pace right now, but we try and find a bit more of it. So 35 minutes to do so. Hillmans is currently sitting P8 in the 88 Haribo Mercedes. So Mercedes got some interesting livery choices, man. In race room, you got the Haribo, you got the Hello Kitty, you got the BWT one, you got a few unique liveries in that car. And we should have a few more of them. He puts himself P2. I didn't even realise that, but he's put himself P2 right now, so he's the second fastest car on track by 0.3 of a second. Rounded up 0.4, really. It's interesting to show that. We just see if anyone can get closer to Lawrence's time there right now. I think it is possible, but it was quite.
And Jensen is improving on his lap right now, but he's not going faster than Lawrence. But I think he should be able to take back P2.
It's going to be ejected for him right now. John Dalton, somewhat struggling this race compared to last time out. As he's already down P17. So he's looking to try and improve his position possibly. Thomas Jensen's looking to improve his time, and remember, sector 3 was where he was losing it all last time. Can he regain it all in that final sector? No, he can't. He's still losing it, so something is going on in that final sector which he either can't match what Lawrence is doing, or something's been going on there. So as we're heading towards the halfway point, we'll have a quick break. Obviously the studio will keep going, and we'll be right back afterwards. Hello and welcome back to the OVRC and welcome to the second half of the practice session. So we are joining with 27 minutes left in the session to go. And right now, doesn't seem like anyone can get close to Lawrence's time of 150.6. A slow moving Merc on the side of the road there. Not exactly what you want to see when you're going, how fast these drivers are going towards that corner. Thomas Jekers currently got one of the Audis in front of Vilmaro, another newcomer to the GT series. Couple of cars pulling the pit lane. We've got 23 cars on the server.
Nice.
Kovalainen moves up to P6, just behind one of the other Audis, actually in between a sort of Audi sandwich as such. Not really a sandwich though when you are all three of your Audis, but there you go. There goes Tom Dentis, Antti Kovalainen and Mark Whitford. Currently in that little group of cars. But they're all still off the pace compared to Lawrence. Lawrence right now is... he's doing something in that last sector. I haven't quite yet worked out what it is, but he's definitely doing something. That's definitely keeping him ahead of the rest. Colin Pearson crosses the line, he stays at P10. The only person that's at time right now is Gonzalez, who is also now in the Z4 with his teammate Sebastian Brunier. So 2 Z4s now in the league, which is nice to see. I don't have any attachment to that vehicle at all.
Not at all.
I never raced that vehicle for the entire season ever. Right now Sebastian Brunier is sitting P16. There are a few people still going out and improving laps, but a lot of people seem to be doing lots and lots of laps, as many laps as they can right now.
Yeah.
While they still have the chance to. Yeah, this is the last chance for really people to get any last minute adjustments done, make sure the fuel calculations were correct. A lot of these drivers should have done this beforehand, but you never know. Some drivers will just show up and drive, and then won't show up until next week. Joys of sim racing. No actual commitment to don't have to do anything outside of just driving cars around. Never do all the PR and other things that you have to do as a real racing driver.
Conor Matthiesen just moved up to P7, so nice improvement for him.
Yep, getting a bit closer to his
Right
teammate.
behind one sync.
Yep. Himmons is still second. The Thomas Jensen's yet to beat that time.
Yeah, I think Jensen is just practicing long runs right now.
It's probably the smart thing to do because, well, I understand he has been practicing qualifying runs beforehand in his own testing. So I don't think he's too worried too much about qualifying.
But Conor Matthiesen goes fastest in Sector 1. And onto the main straight he goes.
He's going down in P17, so he's got a bit of work to make up.
A very close Sector 2 for Matthiesen as well. So let's see if he can challenge for a top 3 position here.
Obviously, Connor and John were both teammates at some point, and then
They were, yes.
Connor gets a bit out of shape there with that curb, and it's not the first time I've seen a car get loose there. The curb out of turn 11 seems to be a common spot to for all vehicles to sort of lose a bit of rear traction there, so maybe a case in during qualifying trying to push it as much as you can, but during the race stay off it, because you risk ruining your race by spinning.
Right, and he's right across the line now. Let's see where he ends up. And he lost a lot of time in the final sector, so he stays in P7. Meanwhile, good news.
That's good news.
It's not the Dacia Sandero. It's Jaroslav Honzik in the server.
In the number 26 BWT livery Mercedes AMG, which may I add is the best
Mercedes.
Is the best AMG livery. Not biased. Not biased towards any BWT liveried vehicles at all. But yes, he is now on the server. As you can see on the screen, he's pulling at the pit lane in front of Thomas Jensen. As Thomas crosses the line and yet it's not improved out of his current position. But we've got to marvel a bit at that pink livery. The BWT liveries all look good. And it's a shame we don't have the Audi of the same year, because 2017 BWT ran an Audi and the Mercedes in the ADAC GT Masters. Unfortunately, we don't have the Audi one. It's a bit of a shame. I would love to see that one, because you could have a pink Audi and a Mercedes.
So I think Mark Whitford just moved up into B4.
Speaking of more important things going on the track right now, rather than just talking about liveries, yeah. That's with 20 minutes to go, so Honzik joining a bit later than is probably recommended, but he's here. The main thing has to be here before the driver's briefing, so that's the main point, and he will be in time. Right, Vinnie Roberts, currently P13 in that Mustang. He's got, and again, he's going to be losing so much time in Sector 3 in that car. There's no way he can get closer into that final sector with that current car. I don't think the car's really suited for this. Kelly Gonzalez is going to head across the line now. And it's kind of not at a timed lap. Let's just cross the line in P23 and stays there because it's invalidated. As you see, that's interesting enough, that particular Z4, that livery, was used by Thomas Jensen to win Season 2. So, not like it means anything.
So Honzik starts his first timed lap, but he's right behind Thomas Jensen.
There's a few cars like that just slipstream each other going down around the track. Tom Dentis and Bendick are currently right behind each other as they head for turn 10, and behind them is Victor Berlin, who's currently sitting down P18. No position he wants to be really in. Looking to move, so obviously his teammate is not here to race, so he's got to do it all by himself with his team, and his troops are getting a bit higher up in the team standings. So obviously a bunch of brand new teams coming out, and those teams are looking to get as many points as they can.
So Honzik goes fastest in Sector 2 in the slipstream of Thomas Jensen.
Yeah. And I bet he's going to push a lot of empty air behind it because it's kind of big. Bentley is kind of big. Getting right behind the Bentley right now through the final corner. See where he puts himself in this practice session with 17 minutes to go, and he is invalidated lap. So whatever he was doing has not counted. Kelly Gonzalez from earlier is slotting to P15. A couple of names which you expect high up the order really struggling around Paul Ricard right now. It's to be a track where everyone can easily get laps in, it seems. Or quick laps anyway. Okay, 24 cars on the server. Get to see a few more possibly joining the last 15 minutes of the qualifying practice session. So far, the trend of this practice session has been the fact that no one's been able to really get close enough. Been improvements here and there by various drivers, but none of them can get really close to that 150.6. Closest we've got to is 0.4 seconds off the pace, so it's a bit of a way for drivers to go.
So it's Victor Berlin going quickly right now. He's down in P19, which is quite far down the order. So he's going to cross the line in a couple of seconds. So let's see where he ends up. And he's lost a lot of time in sector 3. So he did not improve in the end.
Sector 3 seems to be the area of most trouble for a lot of people. Then again, it is the twistiest part of the track.
Can be tricky to get that one right. Billy Morrow is trying to get out of P12 and crossing the line now. Let's see where he ends up. And he stays in P12. Again, losing a lot of time in the final sector. But that seems to be a point of struggling for just about everyone. As Thomas Jensen goes fastest in sector 1.
Let's see if we can keep that going for the entire lap. Cove Lyon's trying to improve his time. He's still quite far down the order. He's currently P9. And his current championship rival is currently P1, so got a bit of time to try and find.
Jensen goes fastest in sector 2 as well by 0.2 of a second.
It's all about the sector 3 though. Can they crack sector 3? I believe one of the Mercedes just behind Cove Lyon's gone off. It was like it happened on that curb again, which I've been warning about beforehand. Of a possible
Yeah, Jan Willem van Ommen was off. in the Hello Kitty Mercedes.
The fact he took that livery is, I mean, it's a good livery, but you can't just help the fact that it is the Hello Kitty livery. Thomas Jensen goes very wide to the last corner. That might have compromised him. Yes, he is. He dives into that pit lane. Robert Nygaard right now all the way down P21, so he's not having the best time right now in that M6. Looking to move himself a bit further up the order. He's a bit wide there. Because that will probably be invalidated.
No, Honzik goes fastest in Sector 2. His Sector 1 was also pretty quick, but not the quickest. Looks like he did have some traffic near the end of Sector 2 there, but doesn't seem to have affected him so far.
See, it's all about this last sector though. Can he make this work? And he pushes Piotr to P2.
Again, losing a lot of time in Sector 3. My voice works.
Voice is overrated.
Who needs a voice?
Oh, and a lot of people are diving to pits now with 10 minutes to go. Distendo is improving Sector 1 as he's in the lone SLS AMG right now, in the older Mercedes GT car. So under to 10 minutes to go. Oh, and he's off. Sebastian Brunier pushing right now. He's still down in P18, so he's going to move himself out. But he's got a bit of traffic up ahead, consisting of the Mercedes Amelie, Mercedes, the Mustang. Completely different cars. Still get confused, mixed up though. People can just keep spinning it now. I keep switching them, leave it for a second, and they spin. So, as you watch John Dalton going down the Mistral Straight with Oman behind him in the Mercedes. John Dalton still somewhat down the order. You also would prefer to be a bit further up the order than he is right now. So I'm starting to think Mark Lawrence's lap. I don't know if he can reach that lap again. Because that was that time. Has he met it once already? I think he's got close to it. So I don't know. It was just a miracle lap or something, because no one has got near it.
Guess we'll find out in qualifying if you can pull that off again. Don Dalton is back in the pit lane. Instead of finishing that lap.
It's only 6 minutes to go. This will be very much the field we're having. Consisting of 24 cars. Unfortunately, there's been a couple of people not showing up, it seems, unfortunately.
So Alexander Stecher in P19 currently is on a fast run right now. And Stecher has lost a lot of time in... Guess what?
Sector 3.
Yeah.
Honzig is setting a fastest Sector 1, though it's not giving me any comparing times though. It's just saying fastest in Sector 1, it's just going... So,
yeah, I'm guessing maybe it's identical to Lawrence.
He's got 5 minutes to do it, he's got, I believe that's Gonzalez up ahead in the Z4.
So Robert Nygaard is currently 22nd, which is quite odd. But he's improving right now.
He's good.
And again, he's in that Sector 3, so...
Sector 3 I think is the hardest part of this entire track to get right. The rest of it is actually fairly simple.
On 6 stays P2.
I feel like that got invalidated, unfortunately for him.
As Vinnie Roberts goes fastest in Sector 2. With that Mustang power at it again.
I think it's gonna be that car is gonna be very interesting in the race.
Yeah.
But qualifying, I think it's gonna be much of the same story as losing too much time out in that last sector.
I think, yeah, that is how it's going to go. As Honzig goes fastest in Sector 1. And in Sector 2. So let's see if we can pull this off in the final sector now. With just 3 minutes left to go in practice. And he's back in the pit lane.
Vinnie Roberts has just set a faster time, moves up to P13. A few people are now just staying in the pit lane right now. There's not much you can do really with 2 minutes 30 left to go in the session. You can sit there and outlap, done a lap, and then you're finished. So...
Saying that though, Marcus Lowndes goes faster in Sector 1.
I think the area he's gaining all his time though is Sector 3. So...
Yeah.
I think that's the real question. Can he match that again? Because what don't happen is set all your fast stats in practice and then can't match it. I think it happened 3 races back now where someone set some really fast laps in practice and could not match it at all in qualifying. And
So far so good though.
so into line of corner markers on goes. And will this be faster? Let's find out. He's crossing the line and
It is.
it is. So that lap is redoable.
Oh, this is going to get very interesting.
This is now very interesting.
In qualifying.
Because he's actually managed to do it again. And that's the thing I was really wanted to know about. Is
he has to do it one more time now.
Is that if he couldn't do it again, then that'll basically say it was a fluke lap and it's gonna be fine. But the fact he did it again just now, which is faster, he's now half a second faster than Honzig.
And he's going faster again in Sector 1, so
he's found something in that Nissan.
Half a second up on Honzig right now.
With 25 seconds to go, so he won't be able to complete this lap. Sebastian Bunia might, as he is currently still down on P18, just behind his teammate. Not very good first race for the 2Z4s.
And I think he's got just about too little time
yeah, he's
to finish this lap.
And there we go. Speaking of that, Radek
That's
Pazek might just saved him. Radek just saved his lap because he's just joined and now has to load him in. So we actually have 25 cars. We've got 2 M6s. We've gained 1 more M6.
Right then, so we'll have to wait for Radek to load in, and then we move on to the driver's briefing.
Yep. Just gotta wait for Radek to load in and the session will move over. That's a lot of people in the voice chat. Let's check that. No, there's a lot of people there.
Taking a while for the server to switch over. Hopefully it's not stuck.
Oh, it shouldn't be stuck.
Oh, there we go.
See, it wasn't stuck. Right. Time for the driver's briefing, which will be obviously discussing the rolling start procedure and all that jazz. Smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz.
Someone's disconnected from the server though, which is not good. I don't know who it is. So, qualifying predictions. Let's get out of the way.
Well, I think Marcus Lawrence is really a lot faster than the rest so far, but of course you never know what's going to happen with Honzik and Jansen in particular.
Yep. I still think it's going to be a fairly stacked in his favour, at least, this race.
Other than that, I think the fight for P2 between Honzik and Jansen will be very close.
It'll be interesting if Hillemans can keep his performance going, because he stayed P3, and I don't know if that's because Thomas Jones was doing long runs or something, but definitely weren't. No one got. Towards the beginning, everyone was saying fastest lap, and then towards the end, just nothing really happened. There's most people just going round and round and round doing laps. But that's driver briefing over, as we're going to have our first car out on track, and it is Robert Sunderland. So correct. Unfortunately, Mark is not one of the getting out qualifying quickest challenge. As Robert Sunderland's beaten him this time out. This time we don't have any GT1s getting in the way, so it should be a bit easier to keep track of where people are on track.
Yeah. Hopefully less traffic involved in these laps.
I think Mark Whitford might be able to make an overtake on Robert on this qualifying out lap as they're going side by side down to the Mr. Straight. And they're staying side by side. As Mark has made the move, so Mark will now be the person to set the first flying lap. He's got a very important clean air, but the Nissan is going to come back at him because that Nissan is faster down the straight, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Mark had some worries about the straight line speed of the Audi coming into this.
Whoever left the server is now back on the server. We're back up to 25 cars.
Neat.
Neato.
Neato.
Right. So Mark goes round now to turn 11. The main thing you've got to be careful is not to cut the track in case you get a invalidated lap for the next lap, because otherwise you wasted this out lap. So you've got to be a bit careful. It's mostly only affects so if you cut the last few corners. He's approaching now as he's into turn 14. And then now he is going to be starting his first time lap. Let's actually head on board with him for a lap, because we haven't done that yet. A chance yet to experience Paul Ricard from the car. So here we go for one timed lap with Mark Whitford around Paul Ricard. Now to the very fast turn 1 and 2, we're using the fast corners because they're more fun. Accurate reason why. Into turn 3. Turn 4, then turn 5, which is a very sharp corner. Hit the cone on the middle. Then around turn 6. And turn 7, which is nearly flat, hit the curb as much as you can to get away with, and then you now down the missile straight, which is very, 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 very long, and not much happens down it, to be fair. It's got a dip. We're not running the chicane layout because the chicane layout is boring. And that is also a very accurate reason why we're running it. Not running it, I mean. It's a bit bumpy though, so you've got to be careful because the car might bottom out a bit going down here. And then he heads into the first turn 10. On the curb, brake now into turn 11. It's got a bunch of issues of doing the TCR race. Hopefully we won't have the same instance here. And turn 13. It's very hard to sight where your brake point is. There's no real obvious markers, so you sort of have to just guess where you want to brake and say, that will do, that will work. And you seem to be running a lot of curb there into turn 14.
Thomas Jansen is fastest into sector 1 so far.
Onto the final corner, back down the back straight, and this will be Mark Whitford's first lap, which will be a 151.6. John Jones is quite a bit quicker, over half a second in sector 2. So it looks like...
Unsurprisingly, Vinnie Roberts is fastest in sector 2.
Not surprising at all. Track is very busy, by the way. All 25 cars are out on track.
So yeah, Vinnie Roberts does have the highest top speed on the long straight right now with 289 kilometers an hour.
And Thomas Jones sets the fastest lap with a 151.1, which I believe is faster than his fastest practice lap, but still not at the fastest lap before yet.
Honzik puts himself P1.
But not by much.
151.1.
Not by much
yeah,
at all.
Not by much at all.
Now we're going to wait for Marcus Lawrence. I need to find him because he is going to be the person to watch in this session.
Of course, he's not quite fast enough in sector 1 so far. He's just about coming up to the end of sector 2, where he's 2 tenths down. It looks like he's not quite going as quickly so far on this lap. But of course, sector 3 is where he seemed to gain the most time. And he's in sector 3 right now, so maybe he can recover something.
Worth noting that Mark Whitford's got a bit closer now to the top 3 spot. He's pinched, got in between the 2 Bentleys. As Emily gets very close to Thomas Jensen. And that Mustang is going to be a bit slow through here, and unfortunately this might compromise Jensen's lap. As Jensen was fastest in both first sector and second sector. Well, he's improving on the fastest time set.
Marcus Lawrence is about to cross the line, and he takes P3 so far. Not very far off at all.
But still not near his fastest time in practice, so that can happen again. Honzig's going to cross the line. He's improving his time, and because of Thomas Jensen's traffic issues, he is going to improve it. Saying that, Hillerman takes pole position and then swaps with Honzig immediately afterwards. So it does seem like it's a interesting to see if, again, I think it's all based on if Mark can repeat his practice performance. If he can, then he's got pole. If he can't, he's got a bit of a challenge up ahead. Right, Marcus Lawrence going down sector. He's not there, but it's all about the sector 3 now. He's in sector 3 now. Can he keep this going?
I think his lap got invalidated.
You think?
No longer counting.
On my screen it is.
Not for me. So I guess we'll see when he crosses the line.
We'll find out. He's got a couple of corners to go. Going through turn 12 right now, into turn 13. Final corner now. And he will cross the line, and he puts himself pole with 150.9. So Marcus back on pole position again.
Tom Dentist goes fastest in sector 1.
Not as fast in sector 2, but he's got last sector to go. Can he get back on pole? Have a disconnect just happen as one of the cars has dropped out. Can't tell which car.
I think my timing is also broken. Because it's no longer recording anything past sector 2.
That ain't good. I want to restart that, but Right, Tom Dentist is going to head across the line now. He's going to put himself P1. So Tom Dentist is now in pole position. Oh no! Predictions have gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. Marcus Lawrence sets a fast sector 1 by quite a bit now, though. So let's see. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Here we go again. Marcus Lawrence is going to get pole because that is 0.3 of a second up in sector 2. Can he do it in sector 3 though? He's got a fairly clean track ahead of him, so he's got no issues about traffic. He shouldn't have any issues with traffic.
So it looks like my timing is working properly again. So that's good. Actually, Honzik just went faster than Lawrence in sector 1. Or did he? Wait a second. It was Jensen who went faster in sector 1.
Right, so Lawrence is going through the final corners now, and he will put himself. He puts himself P1 by nearly half a second.
Jensen though is looking faster so far as he just finished sector 2.
Whitford pushes himself up to P3, so it's right now Nissan, Audi front top 3. There's another. Jensen is currently P6.
Yeah, but he's on a fast run right now though.
Oh, and Honzik has spun at turn 11. Just saw him trying to get himself back round again. A bunch of tyre smoke there. Did not affect anyone's lap, luckily, but affected his lap, obviously. And he was the fastest in private sectors that lap, so what he was doing has been somewhat ruined. Right, fast corner now for Thomas Jensen. Can he get on pole? About to find out, and he puts himself on pole. 150.4. So I guess this is what we're going now. It's let's see what other people can respond with right now.
Yeah, let's see if Lawrence can respond. Not quite as quick in sector 1 and 2 right now. So he's going through sector 3 and he's abandoned this lap. He's back in the pit lane. And he's going straight out again.
So we've got over half a session left to go, so it's still plenty of time to get a lap time. Blah, 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 blah. A timed lap. Words difficult. That's why I'm doing commentary, a thing which requires the use of words. Right, for the final course, John Dalton goes as he's trying to improve himself from P12. And he moves up to P9.
So Tom Dentist is trying to close the gap to Marcus Lawrence. As he is about to cross the line,
no,
and
he's going into
he's going back into the pits. So I guess not happy with something that happened on that lap.
He was half a second down in sector 2 roughly, so not nearly as quick as he would like to be.
Jensen goes 3/10 faster in sector 2. It looks like he's still got quite a bit of pace left in him. As you can see, Conor Mathieson, his teammate, is right behind him, so I suspect maybe they'd have done something together on that straight.
Makes sense to do it. Wingman Connor. Already making wingman jokes. We haven't had the race yet. I shouldn't say that. It's rather rude to say that. Right. Johnson going across the line, and he puts himself on pole. So he's now on pole.
He's now half a second faster than Marcus Lawrence.
This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
A 49.9. Whack! It's at any point now. This is ridiculous. Why does this always happen?
Seems to be just people pulling laps out of their arse in qualifying. Fun to watch though.
I think it's still fairly full track with a lot of people trying to set times. As Honzig's out, but he's still half a second down in sector 2. Oh, what is going on?
Yeah, so it looks like Onzik is not really competitive with Jansen right now, but he might be able to challenge for Tom Dentist's third position.
Across the line, and he's kind of he does move up to P4. Trying to set a timed lap. He's got a bit of traffic of the Mustang. I keep saying his name Mercedes when I meant Mustang. And he gets his
Mercedes Mustang.
This brand new Ford Mercedes Mustang AMG GT3. What we've decided to do is remove all the good parts of either car and just make a terrible box. That sounds like something that actually would happen. Wanzig, Marcus Lawrence's teammate, is putting us up P8. Dentist looking to improve, but he's still so much down in sector 2. That sector 2 is the issue. We just need to make sector 2 shorter. I'll fix it.
There seems to be some opposite slipstreaming going on right now on the main straight. Conor Mathieson behind Thomas Jansen. And Jansen lets Mathieson past. According to my screen, Connor's lap got invalidated, but it may just be my timing glitching out again.
Everything is glitching out right now. It's too intense. The game can't handle the amount of close racing as competition is through both its sectors. There's a few people are sitting out for qualifying with 4 minutes to go, so you've got literally an out lap and a lap time that to do. Competition gets his lap invalidated, unfortunately.
John Dalton is improving right now. He's currently in P10 as he now crosses the line, and he improves ever so slightly, but not enough to gain any positions out of it. There's 3 minutes left in qualifying right now, so anyone currently in the pit lane will not be able to set another lap, which includes Marcus Lawrence. So it looks like Marcus will take P2.
It does look like Tom Denson will take pole unless someone else can take it off him. But it doesn't look like that'll be the
that's
case.
happening right now. The only one on track right now that might be able to challenge Jansen is Tom Dentist, but he's not going very quickly in Sector 1.
I think the Aldis is lacking the speed at this track to really compete.
Yeah.
As John Dalton crosses the line, he doesn't improve. Yeah, Tom Denton, I don't think will have any chance for this lap.
Yeah. Honzik not doing very well either. Like Sebastian Buurnier might still be able to improve his position though. He's in 17th right now, which is not too good. And he's just dropped down to 18th actually.
Ooh,
And he
decides to give up and smash into a wall.
That's something that can happen.
And everyone else is slowly
think
returning to the pits.
that's just about it for qualifying. Thomas Sayek is about to cross the line to set his first timed lap.
It's the first time that he's not set one.
Yeah, and he's
No, yeah, he has. He's
P18.
yeah, he has. I don't know what's going on anymore. That will pretty much sum up qualifying.
Yeah, that's about it.
So as your result, Thomas Jensen does take pole position following Marcus and Tom Dentist. That's your top two front rows, and you can see everyone else is second off or more. So just shows the pace difference right now, and the fact that. So we're going to get ready for the race. Remember, it's a rolling start, so don't get too excited when the lights go out.
You can see the amazing camera angle.
Oh yeah, I love it when I can't see. Hang on.
Won't be as much of a problem for the rolling start as it is with a standing start, though.
Nope, as let's hop on onboard camera for now. And off we go.
Yeah, they are off.
Someone starts rolling down. So you see all the cars going around, and a lot of cars, 25 in fact, for this particular round, as they all start sweeping up and down the Mistral. Oh no, that's just ridiculous. And they'll start now slowing down. Pack starts to get bunched up. We'll be on the pit limiters. You see some car gulping around a bit. I have no idea how this track is on tyre life / fuel usage, so I don't know what sort of strategies we're going to see here. As we are heading around for the final corner now. And we are going to go green very shortly as they're going to cross the line. And we are green for the round 5 of the OVRC GT series, and very good start there by Thomas Jensen. He's managed to get away very cleanly. Remember, the back of the pack is still a gaggle of cars. Will a car make an overtake into turn 1? Looks like Connor's looked for a move. Doesn't do it though. So it's the same. Oh, and Tom Dentis is in a fight with Honzig right now. One of the Nissans has also come off the track. I believe that is Wanzig. Something's happened to him as he's off the track right now.
Honzig just overtook Tom Dentist in the inside. So he's ahead right now, moved up to P3.
Down to the Mistral straight. That's where the slipstream happens, because those cars are all very close together and it's very easily going to get a slipstream now. Just watching now, he's gaining, pulls out to the inside. Turn 10 is very quick and you want to be on the inside because you can very easily force the car around to the outside. Both are still going. Honzig managed to stay, but it's going to be very slow now for Tom Dentis as Mark's going to make up his way behind him. Maybe side by side. Tom Dentis still holds his current position. Around the inside, uses all the curb he can. Loses a bit too much speed then, and might let his teammate through as well. He slipped up the inside as well, so he loses 2 positions on the first lap. Not particularly good start for him. Bit of action going on the back as a few cars are switching positions around. Wanzig's dropped down to P15 right now. Bit of weaving going on as Honzig moves across the entire straight there to try and break the slipstream. He's going to have to because he's got two very quick Audis behind him. They had the Mercedes sort of made a Audi sandwich because Honzig and Hillemans have got two Audis in between. Why is everything now a sandwich these days? It's always like a Mercedes sandwich or an Audi sandwich or a Nissan sandwich. It's just so many sandwiches in motorsports these days. Oh, and Whitford's going round the inside of Honzig into turn 11, and he is now in front. Doing this last four. Door nearly opens Tom Dentist to come through as well. Turn one, and Son's got a bit more speed, but has to drop off a bit due to the fact he can't just run to the back of the car. Whitford goes down the defensive line and will hold the position off for now. And I think these little pack of cars here are going to be stuck to each other the entire race from the looks of things. One's got really a pace advantage over the other. Oh! Bit of contact there. Oh, yeah, and they take Hillemans out as well. That's 3 cars out. Tom Dentist managed to get through, Connor gets through, John gets through, Kovalainen gets through, Whitford managed to get away, Vinnie Roberts is now side by side with Mark Whitford and will take the position away. Oh, that was not what they wanted to see.
Not at all.
And that Mustang's in front, and that's the car which you don't want to be behind if you're on the Audi, because that's the car which is going to be a pain to overtake in the straights. And don't know what quite happened there. Honzig's dropped down to P13, Hillemans has dropped down to P15. Whitford managed to get out there somewhat lucky, but I don't exactly know what happened there. As Whitford's making the inside move now onto Vinny, and if Vinny can defend that, the Mustang doesn't quite have the cornering to make that happen. So Marcus Lawrence has got closer to Thomas Jensen, so Dylan must have a little issue up ahead.
Someone spun, I think that's Victor Berlin.
Yep, Victor Berlin has spun and he's dropped down a few positions as well. So he's now down to P22. Oh, more contact behind as Sek has gone round as well. Don't know what happened there as well. He just went round. He's going to lose a load of positions because he can't quite get the car turned around without going into traffic. And he's dropped down to last position. He's got a long way to go up. I don't know. I don't know what's causing all these spins right now.
I think it's just little bits of contact that seem to really turn these cars around. As we've got behind Hillemans very close behind Jordan Wansink in the fight for P12 on the main straight right now.
Looking to make if he can pull out somewhere, but he can't get quite close enough. Nissan is actually just fast enough to make sure it's impossible for them to really get the slipstream effect, and he's going to drop out for turn 10. Oh, another car stopped on the side. Mark Whitford is just noticed that on the side there. Mark Whitford was in the barrier at between turn 11 to turn 10 and turn 11.
Yes, so he's dropped all the way down to P17.
So the order's somewhat being shuffled up a lot right now, and the only people so far being mostly fine have been our leaders. P1 and P2 have just been going around. There's been utter chaos in the back markers right now. That's going to might affect Mark Whitford's car performance a bit, because that's a big old dent in the front of that Audi.
Hillemans once again closing up on Wansink. Wansink is on the inside. And no, Hillemans can't quite make a move on him.
Oh, a bit more contact as Honzik goes on the inside of Gonzalez. Luckily no one does spin out that time around. Honzik managed to make himself back up to P9. He's now got his teammate in front of him. Of him in the Hello Kitty livery. So, just to see what happens now as...
John Dalton is closely behind his ex-teammate Conor Matheson.
Let's see.
He's getting a lot of time on the straight right now in the slipstream. Can he pull out ahead of the corner? No, he can't.
No, we're going to stick behind for now.
Jensen is really pulling away right now, almost a second faster than Marcus Lawrence on the last lap.
Yeah, so I think earlier a little mistake happened because they got under a second. They now pulled it back out again. Is Mark Whitford's another incident, or is my timing just going a bit crazy right now? As once the car just moved around the order, then not quite sure. One thing that this chaos has led to is a lot of cars being very close together all over the place, as some of the faster cars will try and make their way through the order a bit. And John Dalton's right behind. Conor Matheson down on the Mr. straight again, flashing his lights. Let's see, he's got a bit more of a run this time around. Does seem to have dropped off though, so obviously not deciding to follow through. Corner there as Honzik is right on the back of his teammate, and his teammate's chasing down Vinnie Roberts in the Mustang. And this is really interesting because in theory this is the point where the Mustang will struggle a lot. But let's see if they can make the overtake happen before the straight.
Oh, Hillemans has spun.
Hillemans has another spin.
So I think Honzik will be looking to make the move on Amon. On the start-finish straight right now. He does move ahead on the straights. It's a clean move from him. Next up will be Vinnie Roberts.
Oh, I think Amolate spun. He's dropped down the order a bit. It's trying to work out where everything's going. But right now it is. It looks like Honzik will be trying to make a move onto the back of that Mustang. Right, down the straight we go. Look at the Mustangs pull away now. There's nothing they can do. AMG is one of the faster cars in the straight line, but that Mustang is just gone. It almost looks worse when you're on onboard cameras. How much quicker that car is.
Of course, but the Mustang is going to lose out a lot in the final sector. So that might give Honzik the opportunity to overtake, and he's already going to give it a shot around the outside.
And so there's his teammate as well, but doesn't. Going side by side, a bit of contact, and the Mustang will go around a bit, and there's another bit of contact going on here. It seems to be not the cleanest race right now at Ricard.
Yeah, I don't think the stewards are going to have an easy job this week.
A lot of contact going on, some of them being worse than others. And John Dalton's still behind Colin Matthiessen. They are two still fighting over track position.
And Mark Whitford, after a good qualifying, is now down in P14, right behind Robin Sutherland.
Right behind them, they're going side by side now down the start-finish straight.
As Whitford moves back behind. Sutherland is also in a battle with Morrow.
Oh, he's looking for the gap. He moves to the outside. When he moves to the inside, there's a lot of cars moving around all over the track, and that might be what's causing all these incidents earlier. Oh, very slow there by the Nissan going through that corner. Almost got his teammate right behind him as well, so see, it's a little fight going behind there between Robert Nygaard, Emily Hillerman, and Secker, as they are all still there. As now Whitford's trying to get searching if he can.
Oman puts it down the inside of Vinnie Roberts, so he's up to P8.
Mark Webber gets a bit wide there, but doesn't seem to gain much out of it. And actually might lose a position now to Tom Secker. No, he doesn't. Secker can't really make the move around there right now. Oh, and Robert Sutherland's gone off. He's looked away for a split second. He's off the track. Again, we keep missing these. We need to get better at not missing these. As Gonzalez is now right behind Vinnie Roberts. Now this is going to be interesting because the Z40 is not the quickest in the straight line at all. It's one of the slower cars in the straight line. So he's got a bit of a way to go to try and make the move happen. He has dropped off slightly as Vinnie Roberts is right behind Omen right now. And this is... Again, you see how slow that Mustang is going through the corners, and then it goes to the straight line and it just takes off. I think we have a dual retirement. Distendo has retired. He's currently he's in the pit lane, but it does look like he's definitely retired. As Vinnie Roberts is making the move on Emily and will make position work on the Missile Straight. So once again showing that the Mustang, oh, just slippery on the curbs there between Colin Matthiessen and John Dalton. There's still these two are still stuck together right now in the Porsche and the Bentley.
Gonzalez is making the move on Roberts. Doesn't look like he's managed to make it stick though, so he's back behind him. Been close the entire race between Conor Matthiessen and John Dalton so far. They're always very close together. As Honzik is very closely behind Anton Quiverlainen.
This would be interesting now, moving into heading to turn 3. Will everyone go for Quiverlainen for somewhat a defensive line? Down the straight they go now, which will probably play into Honzig's favour. He's going to have the slipstream and a slightly faster car in the straight. He's getting closer, 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 gaining, pulls out to the side.
I think he should be able to do it from there.
Who's going to hold it more into that corner? He should have it now. Yes, he does. He has made the move work. Clean move there by Honzig, and he moves up to P6, so he's somewhat making a recovery drive.
Yeah, he's still not quite where he wants to be, but might be able to do something there. So I think John Dalton...
He's got past Connor. Yes, he has.
Yes.
So they finally switch positions somewhere around turn 12, I believe. So things are slowly calming down.
We do have 2 retirements in Alexander Secher and Thijs Dendo.
Yep.
Both of them had some bad luck at the start there. They've decided not to continue with this race. As Victor Berlin is the first to make a pit stop.
So he's pulled in. Yes, he has, and it's a very early pit stop. I was thinking the pit stop window will be open about 35, but obviously he's deciding to pit early to try and get some clean air, I'm assuming.
Yeah, he is changing tires right now, so he's gonna try and get some fast laps in ahead of everyone else. So hopefully for him gaining some positions that way. Although I wonder if he will actually be in clean air, as the top of the pack is coming up to the start-finish straight right now. And he's still quite far down the pit lane. Yeah, you can see Thomas Jensen coming up there. So I think he'll have to let Jensen pass, and he does. And Max Lawrence gets past as well. So I think he's got a little bit of clean air right now, but not too much. He will be feeling the pressure from Dentist coming up.
Just seeing that John is a bit faster than Connor, but they're still hanging very much close together right now.
Wasn't expecting anything else from them.
Further down the order, Benedict is currently fighting Robert Sunderland. They've got Sebastian Bruni in front of these two. Benedict's going to have a bit of slipstream now, but is it enough to get past the Nissan into the 35-minute mark? Which will be, well, I'm expecting most of the pit stops to be...
As Benedict makes a move on Sutherland, no, he was just on the inside. He's going to try it again.
No, he's not.
Had to back out of that one.
It's been a case trying to protect his car, but you don't want to risk your car. Or just make it all worse for you.
Robert Nygaard goes on the inside of Amele. It's been a fairly easy move, although they're still kind of side by side.
Oh, the side by side. It's going side by side right now into turn 15. He's going to make the switch back. Oh, the side by side now. I think he has, as Omen has pulled into the pits, I believe, as well. Yeah, so do you think we have one more car in the pit lane right now?
Yes, he is
Oh,
in the pit lane. So keep an eye
Benedict
on him.
is still side by side between these two, trying to get in front, can't make it happen now. Benedict does look, he has made the move, he moves up to P15, saying that he does lose it on the next corner. And then loses 2 positions out, so he's just nearly in the points paying positions and then loses it all immediately after that. So it must be very frustrating for him right now. And he's got to make all that progress back up again.
The Jan Willem van Ommen has gone for the tire change, and he'll be rejoining the track now in some clear air.
We're starting to see a bit more pit stops very shortly, I believe.
I think we will.
Wilfred's still struggling to get back into the top 10, it seems, as he's behind Wanzig right now. I wonder how much that damage is affecting his car performance, though. Because there is a bit on there, and that will still affect his aero a tiny bit.
It looks like no one's dived into the pits on that last lap. So saying that, yeah, Benedek is in the pits, and so is Hillemans.
Bunch of it.
And Benedek is back out. I'm not quite sure if he has changed tires. He might not have, but I wasn't quite paying attention. It seems like a short stop for him though. Pepijn Hillemans is changing tires.
We don't have quite the tyre wear numbers on us, so we can't really know how bad tyre wear is around here. Oh, and Mark was going around the outside. The Mustang might get a bit of the way. But Mark does make the move work, and he's now going to make his way to P10. So now he's got the Vinnie Roberts to deal with in the Mustang. Oh, I think Sebastian Bruno's in the pits now as well, unless he's just stuck on track.
Yeah, he is in the pit lane.
As we are heading towards the halfway point of the race, so this will be a very normal place for cars to start pitting in. And that's where the order is going to get really confusing and shuffled up.
Yeah, so Brunier is up on the jacks now. No risky strategies for him.
I think he's been in the position to do it. He's probably expecting to be a bit more close towards the front than he is, but he's really not there.
He's just finished his pit stop. He'll be rejoining the track. Looks like he will be in the middle of the top of the pack, right? So he rejoins right behind Pepijn Hillemans, who just about managed to overtake him.
Well, something must have happened with Mark Whitfield and Vinny, because Vinny's dropped down to P12 and Mark has had to just re-overtake Wanzik again. So something's been going on there, which has affected them.
Whitford is up to P9 now.
As Wanzik is pulling out to the side to make a move, as Antikov Line's down the pit lane, I believe. Car in.
Yes, he is. A bit of a weird spot in the pit lane. Not really a pit box, but okay.
It'll do.
That's are you going to do it? Maxim van den Hove is also in the pits. And so is Koen van den Mele. So Kovalainen did change tires and is rejoining the track now.
He'll be in P17.
Van den Hove is also changing tires and so is Amele.
Oh, Wanzik and Mark are back together again. I thought for a second that Mark managed to break away, but it doesn't seem like that will be the case, as Nissan is right on the back of him once more.
So Mele rejoins in 23rd position.
Still waiting for one of these cars in this pack to pull a pit stop off, because they don't seem to be wanting to do that. Vinny pulls into the pit lane now. And Honzig's in the pit lane now.
Honzig is in the pits. Honzig is also changing tires. Roberts will be doing the same, as I can just see Robert Nygaard pulling into the pit
Mark's
lane.
spun again. He's not really having the best of race right now, as he's spun again, and what he does mean that he's now lost a position or two out of that.
Honzig has rejoined the track in 13th position.
Mathieusen looking to make a move onto John Dalton. One of his cars is going to go into the pit stop very shortly, I believe.
Vinny Roberts rejoins in 17th. Oh, I see. Just saw Nissan pulling into the pit lane.
Marcus Lawrence in the pits.
Who it is at the moment.
Marcus
yes,
in the pits.
It is Marcus Lawrence.
Tom Dennis moves up to P2. My God, this is pulling up the pit lane just now.
Marcus Lawrence is also going for the tire change. Risky strategies there. I also see someone else pulling in, which is V Mauro. Let's see, we have another stopper, Mark Whitford. The front of his Audi is looking very bent.
Yeah, so he's 2 spins now, which probably explains why he's pitting now, because obviously he's just lost a bunch of positions, so might as well pit now and try and get some up.
Unsurprisingly, Woodford will also be changing tires, as he won't want to risk another spin. Mauro rejoins the track in 15th. And Whitford rejoins now. Looks like he'll hold on to 16th position. Oh, he might not. There's a Mustang coming up behind him and he moves down to P17.
Yeah, so, I mean, Vinny pitted the lap before. Cuts off there. Mark's probably getting very frustrated right now. So he's trying to push as hard as he can because he's already lost a bunch of positions. Boost spins.
Jordan Wansink is in the pits.
Oh, and Amelie's gone off. Just saw it on screen as he spun. Seems to be a bit more issues for some cars coming up.
And Jordan Wansink is straight back out again. So not quite sure what is going on there. Maybe let's see if he's pitted already. No. I'm not sure why he pulled into the pit lane.
Maybe a drive through?
He hadn't pitted yet, so I don't know how he was supposed to
The
get
meta
a
fuel
drive
saving
through.
strat? I don't know. I don't know what's going on through some of these drivers' minds. So we're ending the 22-minute mark and off the front runners yet to pit. Saying that, Thomas Jensen's in the pit lane now. So our leader is now in the pits.
Yes, he is.
And Tom Dentist is not. Now, Tom Dentist is the one driver I expected to not change tyres. So that'll be...
He might give that a try.
and
Of course,
Thomas...
it's worked for him in the past, but I'm not
No, it
quite
hasn't
sure
worked
it
for
will
him in the
work on
past.
this track.
Well, it hasn't worked for him in the past. I can't remember.
I remember Zandvoort.
Thomas Jensen,
That's
his
quite a different
teammates
track.
now in the pits
Colin
as well.
Mathieson is also in.
Yep, his teammates down the pits, so it means your leader is now Tom Dentist, followed by John Dalton.
And Jensen is back out again. I don't think he changed tires there.
Oh, so he might be covering up for a possible no tyre strategy. I think it's probably at the back of his mind that that's something that Tom Dentist would probably try and do.
And Mathieson has also started his engine back up again, and he's out of the pit lane.
So both the Bentleys are
Having
not taking
changed tires.
tyres.
This is about to get very interesting.
The strategies have been called. Let's see what the outcome of all this will be.
Robin Sutherland is pitting right now, and there's someone else in the pits. This is Jordan Wansink, who is now actually making a pit stop. I'm guessing he forgot to pull into his pit box or something. Not quite sure how that will happen. Looks like it did. Sutherland is back out again. Wansink is changing tires.
So 20 minutes. It's been 40 minutes and there's been a few cars yet to pit. Top 3 have yet to pit. Gonzalez, Dalton, and John and Dentist. And Dentist now pulls into the pit lane. And his pit box is very close to the entrance. So this is where, let's see how long he spends in this pit lane.
I'll keep a close eye on him.
Got about 20-second gap now, which is now rapidly closing. Right, he's fired up again. He's fired up. Okay.
Yes, he has. So no tire change for Tom Dentist
Now,
either.
can you get out of the pit lane in 2 seconds? Don't think he can. I think
Engage hyperdrive.
Thomas Jensen has secured his starting position because yeah, there he is. You can just see him pulling out now. But he has managed to get himself into P2.
Caleb Gonzalez is pitting.
Marcus Lawrence though is the real loser right now, as he is.
Alexak is also pitting, and so is Thomas Sayek. There's a bunch of people in the pits right now.
So John Dalton is currently the leader. He's yet to pit, so in theory the leader is Thomas Jensen, but
So
I think the last few pit stops are going through now.
So Palexak did not change tires. In P7 right now. Looks, I think Thomas Sayek didn't change tires either. And Caleb Gonzalez is still in the pit, so he's dropped down to P13 so far.
I think Mark Wood had another incident because he was stopped on track for a while and is now back moving again, but did not enter the pits. So I think.
So Gonzalez moved down to 14th position, but he did change tires, so a lot of his competitors didn't.
Right, so John Dalton is now going to be entering the pits. This is the last interesting pit stop because this will determine where he meets Colin Mathiasen, which has been his rival race.
And I think that's the last pit stop in general.
I saw Mark Whitford driving to the pit lane or sliding around, so something's gone wrong with his race, I think.
Yeah. And John Dalton is back out again.
So no
tire change for him either.
It's a race of no tyres apparently.
And Mark Whitford has retired.
Yeah, I think he hit the wall one more time and that probably did it. John Dalton successfully does pull it out quite a bit ahead of Colin Mathiasen. So he's managed to gain quite a bit off this pit stop. And that's all the pit stop's done.
Question if he can keep it. Of course.
17 minutes to go. He's went all over the back of Thomas Sieck now. We'll move down the Mistral Straight. Going to be side by side very shortly, heading into turn 10. Sieck with the inside line, with the slight advantage. So they're going to hang around the outside of turn 10. He's going to keep it. Will he make the move now to turn 11? Yes, he will. And he does, so managed to hang it around the outside there, and keep his foot planted and managed to make the overtake work. up and down the orders. Not much really going on right now outside of these two fighting. Saying that, Thomas Jack is very close again to being a bit slow during turn 5. Maybe a repeat of last lap, maybe? I think I'm struggling in the corners right now compared to before. He's not going. That could just be. Did Omen take tyres? I assume he did.
Can't quite remember. I think he did. I think Sayek didn't take tires though.
Hillman's is closing it back by Roberts, who's dropped down the order quite a bit. Probably because that Mustang is not particularly good. Hillman's is very close to the back of that Mustang, and I don't.
Marcus Lawrence is very close to Conor Matheson. They're fighting for P4 now, with Lawrence on fresh rubber.
Lawrence will want to make this move as quick as possible.
Yeah. Did not have the best exit there. And he is in the slipstream now, so let's see if he can make something happen. I don't think he'll quite be able to.
I'll be very defensively right now. I mean, it's all we can do on those old tyres he's using right now. Not quite close enough yet to make a real proper attack on him.
Yeah,
at the
let's
inside
see what
line
happens.
now.
Oh! About to say, let's see what happens on the straights, but looks like it will happen before that.
Now the question, can Connor keep up with the tyres? No, he probably won't, because
I don't think he will.
He's a bit close for that slipstream effect to really kick in. But we'll see. He's going to be starting to gain now on that with that slipstream going down the Mistral.
I don't think he's going to be able to really do much on those old tires. He can still try something, of course, on the straights, but in the corners I think he's going to lose a lot of time.
He's sticking with him fairly well right now. There's another really technical section coming up. Don't think there's much more that Connor can do to keep that position. Benedict somehow will go up to P8. I'm very confused right now what this order is. I look away, it's like, oh, it's all normal there. Look back, and it's just like, nah, mate. Look at all these battles going on. We've got a fight here between Radak Palzek, who's managed to somehow get up to P7, and Benedict, and Benedict slips up the inside there as a mistake from Radak comes out.
And Gonzalez is also fighting Sutherland.
He's got Mara behind Hillman, who's still against Roberts, and Emily still hanging out with Berlin, so... Benedict will make the move and moved up his way up to P7. There's a little fight going on. As well,
So
moved down 2 positions. Maro's gonna make a move as well, but can't quite do it this time round.
and Gonzalez will stay ahead there for now.
Yep. He's going for P12, may I add, so point playing position is P14, so something's got to say there and he'll gain at least a point over everyone else who finishes. Burns got passed by Amelie, may I add.
Yeah, not really sure what's going on with Berlin at the moment.
Moves to make a move around the outside. Now he's going to cut to the inside of turn 11. Not close enough to really make any move work. He's looking for it. He's definitely looking for that move. Under 8 minutes to go.
You can see Mailer really pulling ahead on the straights.
Yeah, I think either that car's got a bit of damage or just the Mustang just being the Mustang.
Doing the only thing it's good at.
It's going fast in a straight line. What else do you need in a car though, apart from maybe cornering and everything else that goes on with a car?
Braking.
Brakes, cornering, fuel usage, tyre wear.
Like things might get interesting with Anton Griffleinen and Radek Paleksek.
And Marcus Lawrence is closing the back of John Dalton, so will the old tyres not pay off? Because all the cars Marcus is going through right now are using old tyres now.
Yeah, but let's see with how much time is left in the race. I think not taking tyres might have been the faster strategy there. So
The top
yeah,
two,
obviously he'll be fighting Dalton, but I think Dentist will be able to take the P2.
I mean, somewhat helped Dentist the fact that because everyone else around him didn't take tyres, that it's sort of acting as mobile chicanes. As
Yeah.
Marcus makes a little mistake, they're trying to get around Dalton. That's going to slow him down even more. And that Porsche has got one thing that the Bentley doesn't have, which is traction. It's got a huge amount of rear traction in that thing compared to other cars, and somewhat having worse tyres does not really have the same effect, because obviously you can use...
Griffleinen makes the move on Paleksek right now, just in turn 1. Oh no, there wasn't turn 1. Turn 10, I believe. No wait, was it? It was turn 1.
It was
I'm good at this.
How could it be turn 10? Turn 10's on the other side of the track.
I was looking at the wrong thing on the track map.
Yep, as Radek does get passed by Kovalainen. Kovalainen moves to P8. Gonzalez closing back to Seca. And Marcus Lawrence is getting closing up again on the inside of John Dalton, round turn 11. And that Nissan doesn't look too planted though. It is screwing around in occasional corners. So obviously it's not the most comfortable car right now. to make another move around the outside into turn 14. We'll have the inside line for turn 15, no. And we'll make the move now, but John Dodd does not look like he's going to give up the position that easily. And he's going to stay in the slipstream.
You can see Conor Mathieson having a bit of trouble behind there. I think that might allow Jaroslav Honzik to close up on him.
Looks like that's maybe a possibility. John is not giving up easily, he's staying behind. These fast corners is now where all the advantages will play into them this time with that new set of tyres. John is really not giving up at all right now. He's pushing as hard as he can to try and get that position back. Only 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go.
As Honzik is closing up on Mathieson very quickly now.
I think Honzik also took new tyres as well, so it's another case of possibly that strategy not 100% working out.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to work out for Dentist though. I think Honzik should be able to make a move there on the next lap.
3 minutes to do it in. John Dodd has lost a lot of ground now to Marcus Lawrence. It does seem like he doesn't have quite the pace to keep up. He should be safe though from Honzik. He's now right at the back of that Bentley.
Looks like Connor will be trying to defend there. But
but the smart thing to do would be waiting until
the straight.
Yeah, the straight. You're always gonna have more grip, so you can, in theory, just make the overtake whenever you. Now there's a big old bit of shunt there. Spins Connor around, lets him get going again. So I don't think it's gonna be. But yeah, that's a bit of a shunt, and that.
Yeah,
I don't think there's much to read into that though, but you let them stay ahead, and somewhat. So 1 minute mark is closing rapidly, and I think this will be the second to last lap we're on right now, because Thomas Jensen is going to cross the line any moment now. This Cove line is closing the back on Benedict. Under half a second to go. This fight will be going on to the last moments.
Honzik not close enough to Mathieson to do anything at the moment.
Clock has hit 0. As Thomas Jensen is now entering sector 3 right now. So this is the last lap for these two to make the move. One of them to make the move anyway. Unfortunately, I think that spin has caused Honzik to not be able to really get that position back.
Yeah, they are coming up to the straight now, though. So let's see if he'll be able to do anything into turn 10.
Looking at the
No,
times,
he's
he does. He's
losing
losing
time.
ground. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
losing ground. There's top.
losing quite a lot now. Oh, I think he's given up.
Or running out of fuel.
Could be.
Could be, as Thomas Jensen is now heading for the final corner now and will be crossing the line to win his first race in GT3 since returning back to the class. And he has done so in a very dominant fashion. Let's come across Tom Dentis, who risky strategy has paid off for him at least. And he will be taking home P2. Followed by Marcus Lawrence, who will take home P3 after having somewhat of a recovery drive. Followed by him will be John Dalton, who will come home in P4, hitting the car in front.
Yeah, Conor Mathieson will be next across the line.
Yep, he will.
So he will take P5 with Jaroslav Honzik in P6.
Very close race between the end for those two. I believe on the Mustang ran out of fuel in the last lap. Benedict will come home in P7.
Honzik is also going very slowly. I'm not sure he's actually across the line yet.
Oh no, no, no! Has he not crossed the line? He has to cross the line. He has to be.
I think he's just about crossed the
Oh,
line
I
there.
see him there. The AI is really bugging out right now, but... Oh, what the earth is going on there? Where is he?
Yeah, Honzik is still showing up with P6 as everyone gets past him, so
yeah,
I think he just about...
made it.
Yeah.
It's just... Oh, the cars are turning around all over the place now. I can't see what's going on because of the stupid camera, but I see a bunch of cars piling up. As is expected at this stage.
Maxim van den Hoven takes P18 and Jordan Wansik P19.
And there's your results. Thomas Jensen wins this particular round. Followed by Tom Dentis, Marcus Lawrence, and John Dalton. And the rest of them will be scrolling through now. Anything you'd like to say after that race? Because I mean, it was a fairly clean cut with Thomas Jensen and managed to get from P1 from the grid and just keep going and not have any issues at all.
Yeah, I mean, smooth sailing for him this race. Not been very smooth for Mark Whitford, unfortunately. Seems to be really struggling out there today.
Yeah, it does seem like he's having issues, but he wants a good result for to keep his championship hopes alive somewhat, but unfortunately it does not seem to be the case for him, unfortunately. And
also, Honzik not quite doing what I would have expected from him after seeing his performance in GT1.
He's somewhat, everyone sort of expected it to be a lot stronger than he was. But there you go, that's pretty much the race over. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. We won't do an interview today because it's a bit hard to do interviews right now. But anything else to add, Erwin, before we head off?
Can you feel the sunshine? Does it brighten up your day? If so, click the like button and subscribe.
Subscribe and wait for next week where we got TC series at Motegi, the new track, the newest track now. It's not new anymore, it's been out for a couple of months, but it's still new, okay? We haven't raced it, it's new. Once again, thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next time.